Hey guys, welcome to the Red Vault again. Today we will compare two different import Kerry King signature B.C. Rich guitars. If you watch my latest video, I reviewed this Korean B.C. Rich Kerry King Speed V, and today I also have the Chinese version of the signature Kerry King guitar. It's my first V guitar and my second guitar at all. It's from 2010 and it has some similar and some different specs compared to the Korean version of this guitar. And today we will compare the craftsmanship, hardware in general, and the sound of these guitars. For the sound test, just like my previous video, I'm gonna use the Marshall JVM with Mesa Rectifier Cabinet. Also, I have a Maxon OD in here. Also, you might remember the settings from the previous video too. I dialed up the amplifier just like the settings of Kerry King, and I quite reached to the sound of Slayer with this rig. And today we will compare these two guitars sound-wise, hardware-wise, and craftsmanship-wise. Now first let's talk about the guitars and then let's hear it. Now let's talk about the craftsmanship and hardware first, and then we will hear the guitars. On my right I have the Korean version and on my left I have the Chinese version. And let's talk about the constructions first. The Korean version has a neck-through construction. It has 3-piece Canadian maple and the center wood goes from body to the edge of the neck, to the tip of the neck. But on the Chinese version we have a bolt-on construction with a mahogany body with maple neck and ebony rosewood fretboard. You know, it's a selection for decrease the cost probably. It's quite easier to produce a guitar like this than this. Besides that, we have ebony fretboard on the Korean version with cooler mother of pearl inlays, but we have no inlay on this guitar besides the 12th fret inlay. Let's talk about the frets. The fretwork is really good on both guitars and I can't feel the edges of the frets on both guitars, so they were built really good for me. It's really nice. It's understandable. It's kind of a necessity, it's kind of required for a guitar like this, but the cheaper Chinese version is really good too when it comes to the frets. Now let's talk about the hardware. Both of the guitars have Kahler bridges, but we have Kahler Extreme bridge on the Chinese version, but we have 2330 on the B.C. Rich Korean as far as I remember, but it's not a cheaper bridge on the Chinese version. Both of them are made in USA bridges and they are both really good. Let's talk about the pickups. We have EMG 81 and 85 on the Korean version with a booster on the signal chain on the circuit of the guitar, and we have B.C. Rich BDSM pickups on the Chinese version. You know, it's kind of a different cheaper selection to decrease the cost again, but they sound really good too because I played this guitar time to time for the years and it sounds okay. It might not as good as an EMG 81 or it's not as dynamic, as clear as a Seymour Duncan JB or something quite similar, but they are solid, they are good. So let's talk about the tuners. We have Goto tuners as far as I remember on the Korean version, but we have stock B.C. Rich tuners on this thing. Now let's summarize the similarities and differences before continuing. The construction is different, totally different. We have the neck through and bolt-on. Besides that, the wood of the fretboard and the body and the neck is different. Actually, the necks are maple, but probably they are way different maples. The quality should be different, at least on the papers, on the price tag. Anyway, the tuners are different, the pickups are different, the bridges are quite similar but not exact same. Besides that, the body shape is exactly similar and the finish is nearly similar. It has a different shade of white on the Chinese version. It has a little bit of yellow in it and I know it's not because of the sunlight. Now let's hear these. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the sound test and I hope it represents the differences on the sound. In my honest opinion, both of the guitars are nice, but we can hear the quality and the effect of the specifications on this guitar. You know, it sounds magnificent, it sounds killer, it sounds breathtaking, but if you don't want to spend much, this thing sounds okay, sound good too. You know, I'm keeping this guitar just to remember my high schooler years. It's kind of a reminiscence for me. And if you want to purchase something without spending much to use a guitar like this, it can be a good companion for you. But if you are looking for a killer X, this thing won't betray you. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the content, and if you enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe this channel, and you can always like the video to support the channel. Also, you can leave your opinions and suggestions on the comment section. Till the next video, I have to put this. See ya.